TalkinRonpa. That's right. Welcome back once again to TalkinRonpa, the mini podcast in which I, RJ Waters 2, and my good buddy,
Blindcat.
my good buddy Blindcat, discuss Danganronpa V3. We have an ongoing playthrough of this game. We're playing separately, but then we coalesce together to discuss our predictions and thoughts. Stuff we
And ruin
noticed.
the trials for ourselves.
And we hold our own non-stop debate, free investigation, and post. To we don't have to play the trials. We'll already know how everything goes down. Today, before we jump into things, I want to warn you, if you clicked on this video somehow and you haven't played Danganronpa 1 or 2,
Don't watch this.
and this goes without saying, but if you haven't played up to where we have, which is today, we found the victim or victims of Chapter 3.
Don't watch this. No, just straight up, don't watch this.
Yeah, that's also good advice. I think they've clicked away, or rather not clicked at all. Okay, that victim today, do you remember who it was?
Kaede?
That's right, it's Kanji Onaga, the ultimate artist.
I gotta say, this time around, I'm not as sad as the,
Yeah, as per regular Danganronpa format, Chapter 2 is the really emotional murder. Chapter 1, your biggest ally dies. Chapter 2, you feel really sad about the murder. And now, Chapter 3, it's kind of the jerk that gets killed.
just had to happen for everyone's sanity.
Yeah, as the chapter went on, do you remember last time, I think we were talking about who the victim would be for Chapter 3, and I said, as part of my reasoning, I predicted a double murder with Angie and Himiko, and my reasoning was, this Atua business has reached its culmination. It's probably going to end in Chapter 3.
Are you surprised that they actually did kill off Angie, though? Because she was so popular?
So tan.
I mean, she had a cult following.
She's a cult classic. I think this ties into my very early prediction that people's ultimate abilities aren't quite as they seem. I think she's the ultimate cult leader, which may be reinterpreted as the ultimate supreme leader, which Kokichi does not seem to be. He just seems to be an ultimate liar.
He doesn't seem very good at lying.
You got me. So I noticed something. You talked about this a few episodes ago. There's a prize in the casino called the Love Key, and it triggers some intimate scenes. You picked it up in time for to trigger it. I didn't pick it up until this go around.
Right.
Explain to the folks at home, if they haven't got the Love Key,
What it does?
how does this work?
So the Love Key allows you to randomly spend a night with one of the other characters in which you are their ideal partner. You have to play along with it, or else they will wake up in agonizing anguish, and the spell will be broken.
Okay, so that's what happens.
After the night, however, you retain the memories, but your partner does not. So it has no effect on gameplay.
Okay, so the key costs 10,000 casino coins. So I bought one of them. I saw, and here's what happens. When you buy it, the very next night, Monokuma shows up in your room and explains how the key works and how the hotel works. The hotel's where the fantasies take place. And then he disappears. I didn't realize that the key was a one-use item. I thought it was a key item.
Oh.
So I didn't notice until the night, because it gets used up every night. And I didn't notice until the night after that it was gone and wasn't coming back.
Okay, so it only happens on free time nights, and only on free time nights where events don't take place in which you're not available for that.
Okay.
So there were 2 in this chapter and 1 in the previous.
Alright, so I have I had one Love Key event, my very first one, and that's it. So I'm 2 behind you.
That's your locked-in character, right? That's the one you're choosing the ending for?
Yes, that's going to be my my prime waifu. It's Gonta Gokuhara.
I thought it was gonna be Angie.
Oh, is that who your first one was with?
No, my first one was with Himiko,
Oh
and
man.
then I had one with Kokichi, and then I had one with Miyu.
Oh, I can only imagine. So that's great. That's a little bit of extra content I'll have to pick up on a replay through once I can get a good source casino coins, because I'm not grinding out 10,000 per free time night in the main story.
200 coins every 2 minutes. Playing the treasure.
If you max your bet, you get 297.
Yeah, but you paid 99.
Oh, you're right.
So you get 199. You get like 198.
Yeah, that's not worth it. Again, in the
hey, all these characters are worth it, okay?
Yeah, I think I got my value with Gonta.
What was Gonta's ideal partner? A bug?
Well, he got flustered because Shuichi was supposed to play the woman, or Kokichi thought he was supposed to play the woman, and then realized that Gonta knew that he was just playing the woman, and then they both got very flustered and things found their way to the bed. So, back in the casino, I noticed something that could be plot related. There are handbook themes that you can buy as a prize.
There were?
Yeah, you can, because we started with Kaide's when we played as her, and then when we switched to Shuichi, we unlocked his as well. You can buy one for each character, except some of the characters are locked. I noticed this because Maki's is now unlocked, and each handbook theme has a name, and Maki's is Assassin Matter. So that one was probably locked last time, because we didn't know she was an assassin. And there are still more locked. Including, obviously, Rantaro, because we don't know what his talent is. But also, Gonta, and Korekio, Himiko, and Tsumugi's are all locked.
Some of them might just be locked to throw you off, but those other ones probably they're going to get unlocked after they are culprits or killed or reveal something about themselves.
I think Himiko is the ultimate mage, not magician, and once that's revealed, we get her. Tsumugi has not done any cosplay.
Kibo's not even a real ultimate. It's not even a real student.
I didn't say Kibo, you can buy his. I said Gonta and Korekio, who I think's ultimate talents got first.
That's right, machine. Kibo is so boring, he's not even unlockable. Just get him as a default. Horrible person. Not even a person.
So you're only grinding for love keys, right? You haven't got any of the bonus prizes like that.
Oh gosh, getting mono coins right now, or not mono coins, but the casino coins right now is just horrible.
Mm-hmm. Also, a little bit of meta detectiving I did. I looked in the extra menu after the end of chapter 2. In the movie section, there are 5 spots for unlocking the vote videos at the end of the end of the trials, where it spins the slot machine for who the culprit. There are 5 of those, but there are 6 in the spot for trial grounds feels. So I think it's going to follow the standard format. We're going to have 5 chapters with a victim, and then like a 6th chapter where we're just taking down the mastermind. Kaide.
Or there could be 2 alternate executions for a chapter, like with Negi and Kirigiri. Well, there would still be 2 votes though for that.
Oh, then that would be less than 5 culprit chapters. Or they split them up into different categories for the non-canon one, the joke ending one. I like what they're doing with Mono Cub named Monodam and Monokuma in this chapter. A refresher for people who are watching this in the future, not playing along with us. Monokuma is so scared of Monodam and the Mono Cub's power that he's just gone bald and silent.
Oh, there's an odd exception to that when he appears in your room to explain the love key, though.
Yeah, that happened to me.
Because he does the same exact... Yeah, it actually happened to me, too, because it did it again for some reason, even though he already did it once in chapter 1. So it was very odd.
Yeah, he just breaks plot character to explain the love key to you.
Yeah, he breaks his plot character and just breaks in to explain it for you.
Especially because I didn't have that scene beforehand. I didn't know that it was because of the love key he was popping up. I thought he just showed up in my room as like a plot thing. He was gonna talk to me about Monodam.
Yeah, it was completely plot related. He's unbalded and everything.
Mm-hmm. But I did notice before he went bald and stopped talking, his sprite when he was when the mono cubs were scaring him, he was like all shivering, but the text on the side says yawn. And then at a certain point before he goes bald, he shivers and doesn't say yawn. So you know it's legit.
Real fear.
While we're on the subject of the mono cubs, how many hidden monokumas did you find?
4, and
God
I apologize,
damn it.
I was wrong. Last time I only found 4, so there is a 5th one missing, and I kind of think I know where it was because I went somewhere that I forgot about this time around. Well, I was in 3 times.
Oh.
There was a new area that opened up after the first chapter for you that I didn't went into. It's the boys' bathroom. I forgot all about it.
Oh, you didn't go there in chapter 2?
No, I forgot all about it.
I went in there in chapter 3 looking for hidden mono cubs because I only found 3. Where did you find this 4th one? I looked in every single room.
Did you go to Coyote's lab?
Yes.
And you got that one.
The one I found, 3 I found the yellow one sitting outside the Shrine of Judgment.
Yes.
The green
That's
one.
the first one I found.
He was in the backyard area, just sitting right there, in the middle of the backyard area.
Was he?
Which leads down to where you can play the escape minigame.
Oh yeah, he was in the room.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went there before Gonta blocked it off with rubble, and then I went back there after he did to see the rubble.
And check out that rubble.
And then I found the one in the pianist lab. That was the pink one. Where did you find this 4th one?
Where did I find this 4th one?
I looked in every lab. I looked in the boys' bathroom. I looked in the basement, the game corner,
Nope,
AV
wasn't
room,
there.
the library.
Wasn't there.
All the classrooms.
It wasn't one of the classrooms.
I went to those classrooms looking for the hidden monokumas, and I noticed the whiteboard text
changes.
When you go into investigation mode, it's different than it was before.
Yep.
Now there was one written down like, haha, now I'm the protagonist.
Where was that 4th one? I don't remember. It's been too long.
Yeah. While you're thinking about that, I wanted to follow up on a question I had last week. Was Maki, now that we've accessed to Maki's lab, we know that it's not the lab for the ultimate child caregiver. So there is no ultimate child caregiver, which means Rontaro is still a mystery.
Let's see. Rentaro hates cars.
That doesn't help me.
He's not the ultimate mechanic again.
Oh.
Oh no, ultimate electrician. I forgot.
He was the mechanic.
He was the mechanic?
He just happened to be good at everything to plot. Did you notice on the 4th floor, in those 3 rooms that exactly alike?
The center room?
I was gonna say when you enter them, there's a little transition that you can see the ghost of Monokid, Monosuke, and Monokuma.
Did you notice in the center room there was writing on the wall?
I did not.
I thought that was what you were going to point out.
What did it say?
It's really illegible, and Suichi won't look at it, but it's in red.
You can't click on it?
No.
And it's only in the center room?
Yes.
I think it's just probably that decoration then? It's written in blood, right?
It's written in red?
That's probably...
So no, it's not. No, it's not blood.
It's dried...
Blood's pink.
It's dried blood.
No, blood's pink.
Blood dries like dark brownish red in this.
In this universe, it does.
I remember that from in the first game. You could get into the classroom where the murder occurred, where Izuru Kumakura killed the first 7 students of Hope's Peak before the revolution, and it was like dried blood red.
It's probably wine.
He got drunk before he did it. You remember that one door that's on the way to the gym, I want to say?
Yeah, the Ultimate Supreme Leaders Lab.
Yeah, it looks like that, but I noticed when I was going around looking for places to put the objects this time, that's not an object door, like a mysterious object item
Hmm.
related thing. Because all the other ones that didn't use the hammer said, I don't think I can use the mysterious object here. That one was just like, oh, it's locked. That's not a mysterious object. I don't know what.
It's probably just a lab.
No, because all the labs have square doors, and they have
It's probably a supreme lab.
a sign that says lab sticking out of it.
It's probably not done yet.
It probably leads to Monokuma. It's just a coincidence that the Ultimate Supreme Leader has white and black. Monokuma's white and black.
Yes, same
Oh.
way Suichi does.
Oh no! Think that's a coincidence?
Yes.
His icon on his shirt looks like an Exisal or Gundam.
It looks like a guy with a hat and glasses.
I went out into the courtyard and I looked up at the school, and it appears that all the floors are now under construction. The way the school is shaped, it looks like there's not going to build any more than what's being built right now. So I think Chapter 4 is going to unlock the entirety of the school, at least vertically. And I don't think they're going to kill off any characters that haven't got their ultimate lab yet, right?
Nah, I still can.
I think they can. The only ones we haven't seen with an ultimate lab are Samugi, Shuichi, Aito, Rantaro probably, Kokichi, and Kibo. Because that computer that we found is not Ultimate Robot's lab.
No, that's where we're gonna see Alter Ego again.
That would confirm at least that this game takes place post Danganronpa 1. I'm kind of wondering now if maybe this cast is conscious of Ultimate Despair and the fact that the world ended, and it's just like a fact for them, so they haven't mentioned. Like that's not going to be a surprise to them.
What do you think about this business of bringing back the dead?
Do I think it's legit?
Yeah.
Well, I did notice discrepancy. Monodam presented the idea that they get to pick one. You get to bring one of your dead friends back, and Angie was trying to bring all four of them back.
Oh, the all the 4 effigies?
Yeah, she had the four, and she said she was going to bring all of them
Well,
back.
I mean, she didn't make them, but Tua did.
But she did say that she was planning on bringing them all back, which wasn't
Did
wasn't
she?
the deal. Yeah, she did.
I don't remember her saying that.
It stuck out to me because I noticed that it wasn't. I was expecting there was going to be a big scene about who's coming back.
She decided on Rentaro.
Yeah,
I don't remember her saying that.
they decided on Rantaro beforehand, before the effigies were made. It was right after that scene where the idea was introduced when they said let's do Rantaro. But then once she made the effigies, she said she was going to bring them all.
Bring back these vengeful spirits. You know, it's a locked room murder again.
Yeah, but before we get to the murder, I got some other stuff I noticed. That funeral. We got another flashback light funeral. So I think 16 were present at that funeral.
Because they saw it as part of their memory?
Yeah, they have memory of it. So what I'm thinking is the reason those it showed all 16 pictures this time, so we know that it's talking about this cast, all of them. I think a funeral being held by the cast after they wipe their memories, and they don't realize the people in the pictures are themselves.
I think it'd be odd because there are actually photos of them and they would know what they look like. It's probably, I'm guessing, before they went off the grid.
I think it also has to do with the uniforms being stalked by Monokuma, specifically why they keep stalking the uniforms of the Ultimates as they're designed. It also helps for murders, because you don't have to worry about getting blood on you. But for like an overall plot reason, I think he's forcing them to dress up as Ultimates, because after they had their memory wipe, they were just dressed as regular students like we found them in the very first intro, and that's probably why they didn't recognize themselves. That's my theory.
What do you think about the idea that the ones that are dead right now are not truly dead, and they are stashed somewhere?
It's not true at all.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Because who's leaving those messages? Horse A. And so forth.
My evidence for it, I can't show it on screen, but my evidence for this is when you go into the mono pad, it does say RIP, dead, RIP.
No, it says RIP, dead, derp.
For the 4 people that are dead. Rontaro and, well, only Rontaro could have been faked as dead because, they witnessed, Kirumi and Kaede die, and Kirumi witnessed Ryoma die. The only one that died off-screen was Rantaro, who I thought they were going to bring back from the dead. And it would also clear up that mystery I had from Chapter 1 as to how blood got on the camera, if Rantaro wasn't actually dead. It would also mirror Danganronpa 1, if the first victim was actually in on it, the mastermind.
So, if these characters are truly dead, and that horse A was left by no one, what is Gonta seeing? Because it started after Chapter 1 with the 2 deaths. Right. And then he's seeing it, catching it a little bit more and more now. He's seeing what he thinks is something small that might be a bug.
Oh, you talking about where he keeps thinking he sees a bug, but it's actually just dust?
Yeah. There's no way that's just dust.
Yeah, it's gotta be something important for the plot. Space bacteria. I don't think it's related at all to the corpses coming to life.
You don't think so?
I don't. I think...
You don't think there's some kind of apparition? Ghost in the machine? They're all in a simulation? They're invisible now? They got shrunk down?
The simulation's breaking down? Maybe he's just fighting hidden Monokuma? I don't... I know...
That's actually what the 4th hidden Monokuma was, just really, really small.
No, it's actually Kaede.
Something... I don't know if you noticed this or not, but when you were supposed to check on Kaito in the dorm area, and you were supposed to go knock on his door, you can knock on other people's, or you can go check out other people's door as per usual, and it's like, I don't have any business here.
Yeah.
And then you regret things about Rentaro and Kaede and that kind of deal. If you click on Ryoma's and Kaede's, if you click on Rentaro's door, you try to open it, and it goes click, click, click. It's locked.
Kaede's did that too.
When I did it with Kaede's, Tsuichi had something to say.
Oh, okay. This must have been at a different time.
Yeah, with Rentaro's, Tsuichi just tried to straight up break in.
Yeah, I've seen the Rantaro dialogue, the Ryoma dialogue, the Kaede dialogue, but I've also seen it where Kaede and Rantaro's doors just click because it's locked and you try to get in. So I don't know if it's because I triggered the dialogue before and it didn't do it this chapter, but yeah, that's not a plot thing.
Oh, okay.
Kaede is not in that room and locking it just because it belongs to the protagonist.
The protagonist room.
I forgot if we mentioned last week that reveal with Maki at the end of chapter 2 as the ultimate assassin. It echoes the Danganronpa 1 and 2.
Where there's always reveals.
Yeah, where the reveal of the ultimate serial killer and then the ultimate justice killer, but not really. We also have an ultimate killer revealed at the end of chapter 2. It just didn't happen to be the culprit this time, or the first time, related to the case at all. When I was walking around looking for those hidden Monokumas, I got a question in my head that I think might be important later on, or answered in retrospect. I looked in Classroom B, which is the first area of the game where Shuichi and Kaede wake up in that locker, and I thought, where did everybody else wake up?
In various parts around the school, I guess.
That's what I just guessed, but there were 16 people, and there wasn't that much.
No, they just probably woke up in random rooms and stuff.
Because when you get to the gym, everybody says it's the same thing that happened to me. The
kind of memories of a kidnapping and something, and then chased by exosols, yeah.
Yeah, so something going down where they were released 2 at a time out of those lockers?
I don't think so.
There are only 5 exosouls to chase them. 16. I think they were released 2 at a time. So there must be being stored somewhere.
The exosouls who aren't chasing the ones on the upper floors, though, have nothing to do. They were probably chasing ones on the lower floors and then resetting themselves.
But if they were all like sent out at the same time and woken up at the same time,
yeah, they could probably make it.
Yeah, but I mean, you'd have 2 people to an exosoul. They'll have 6 people left over.
The ones that are being they probably aren't just all entering the hallways at the same time. Is the thing.
So my theory was that door,
or they could be whatchamacallit, waking up in groups and then coming out into the hallway and then meeting up with other people and then all being chased as well. There's no reason why an exosoul only has to chase 2 people.
I think that they are all waking up in those 2 lockers because it wasn't explicitly
And then they're
stated.
just sitting in the gym waiting around.
Yeah, that's how it seemed because we were the last 2 to enter.
That'd be kind of odd.
They were being stored beyond that door in the library, is where the cryogenic sleep is taking. Because we still have the mystery of that door. Somebody has a card key that accesses that door.
And a monopad has some significance beyond just holding information.
Oh. So that solves the mystery of if those 4 are actually alive or not. Monokuma explicitly stated that at the beginning of Chapter 2 trial, you are the only 13 left on this world. Talking to the 13 in the room, which excluded Aide, Rantaro, and Ryoma.
Maybe they're not completely gone, but no longer are of this world.
Are they? If they're not on an escape pod, I'm calling shenanigans. They're dead or they're in orbit.
Why can't they be dead and not completely gone?
They're no longer with us. So who did you free time with?
We
had like 5 rounds of free time.
Yeah, we had 3 rounds of free time. I ended up eventually just once all the cult shenanigans got underway, I stayed away from any of the cult members.
Which is like half the cast.
Yeah, half the cast. I spent a free time with Kokichi. Kaito eventually was like too later in like the second free time onwards was too sickly to free time with.
Did you give Kokichi a present?
I did.
A successful present?
Yes.
Oh.
I gave him the exploding gum, not for the faint of heart.
And Korekio, was that also successful?
Yes.
Oh.
There's a lot of stuff Korekio it looked like.
Yeah.
I gave him something of historical value.
There's plenty.
Some kind of writing thing.
Beautiful.
Compilation.
I assume I didn't free time with him.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So we actually got 5 chances with free time. We had 2, and then another 2, and then another 1.
I actually got 2 free times in with Maki.
Oh.
One with Tenko.
I free timed twice with Maki, but only 1 present was successful.
Oh. I didn't know what to give the ultimate assassin, so I just gave stuff for the ultimate child caregiver.
Did that work?
Yes.
Oh, I should have done that. I
Shouldn't be giving stuff to adults like this to an adult like me. I get what you're saying. I'll give it to the kids when they get out.
Oh, she was still faking, even though you can't free time with them.
I don't know. Maybe she was taking care of children, though.
Yeah, I think she was, but she's not the.
I don't think her
caregiver.
Backstory was false. That she came from an orphanage.
Yeah, the orphanage is code for a bunch of kids that lived in the cult.
Probably she was taking care of them, though. So
I gave her a tracksuit that wicks away sweat because she worked out with me.
Oh.
That was
that successful?
That was the successful one. The one that wasn't was like a blood red cloak, stylish for women and men. She says, like, really thought that I would like something like this? And walked away.
The old cloak and dagger.
Yeah. And then, a long time ago, I'm not even sure if this was free times, I hypothesized that characters would take us to their labs instead of their rooms at maximum free time.
Mm-hmm.
That's not true. They'll do it before maximum free time. So I think eventually, at one point in the free time, you'll just go to their lab. I did this with Miyu. Her first free time took me to the lab.
Oh yeah, I remember that now. Yeah, she did.
And showed me some inventions.
Some very, very not so great inventions.
Some great inventions. So I had twice with Maki, once with Miyu.
And then the last one I had was with before she joined the cult, Tanko.
I think I had one with Tanko. But the only successful ones I had that I remember was Maki and Miyu. Speaking of Tanko, she had a line that I think was key. That was just kind of offhand comments. I want to say it was in the dining hall. Somewhere around the flashback light. She just drops this line that we all went to different high schools, right?
Yeah.
So not only do they remember their high school life, they did not attend the same high school. They're under no like convictions that this place they're in was their high school. They're supposed to be here as classmates.
That's not what they think, at least.
Yeah.
But some false memories might have worked their way in as part of the deleting of their ultimate status.
So I think that pretty much cements
to fill in gaps.
That Hope's Peak is not part of the story at all.
No, this is definitely somewhere different.
I don't understand where the ultimate thing is coming from. Who's given them this ultimate title? The last thing I had before we get into the murder, I was tickled downright green by Monodam Theater.
All the American movies.
It swapped to Monodam Theater, and Monokuma did the school announcements by just ellipsis. You bastard. Or transfer student from beyond the grave. This chapter's name. Get into how this murder took place. The victim was Angie Onaga.
Right.
And
before we begin our investigation, it's the only one we know as a victim.
Yeah.
We don't stumble across someone else.
So you had that thought as well?
Yeah.
I think in the previous games, it didn't go into the chapter, didn't switch from daily life to daily life until after all the victims were found. I think they're trying to throw us a curveball. We're gonna stumble across Himiko's body later.
In the center room or something?
Yeah, I can't imagine those 3 identical rooms aren't going to be important. Maybe they'll be next time, I don't know.
So slats were removable. But let's go back to our classic murder setup. This time we have...
locked room!
Yeah! So it's quite obvious now.
If I recall, aren't there 4 explanations for a locked room murder?
I think there are more than that.
I believe there were... I think they went through this in the first game. I think Kirigiri laid it out. One of them is the victim...
killed themselves?
No, the culprit was hiding in the room.
Right. Until
after it was unlocked. 2, it was locked from the outside after the murder was committed. 3, maybe? 3 was the... I don't think the suicide was one of them.
Oh.
3, it wasn't locked to begin with?
3, the killer never left?
I think that's what 1 was.
Oh.
I want to say there were 4 explanations, but I don't think it's any of them.
No, what obviously happened was, there was no way to do this murder unless you could walk through walls.
It was a ghost!
It was a ghost!
The ghost of Ryoma.
Taro.
Ryoma. So the only explanation I can think of for those 3 rooms being set up, I don't know why they had to be identical, but they're in the corner
underneath them.
In the corner of each room, the floorboard had a hole in it. So did they pop up from the floor below the ultimate artist lab?
That's what I'm thinking.
I knew that from the scene where Monodam shows up and eats the key, like, oh, this has to be the scene of the crime. Or at least where we're going to find the victim, because Monodam ate the key. They made it very clear that you can only lock this room from the inside, and you can only unlock it with this key, which I'm going to eat. And I'm a monocub, so it's not the cast member hiding the key. I don't know why they had to bother with the key to begin with. Why not just say it was only locked from...
So Kokichi can open the lock, but you can't lock doors like that, I don't
Right.
believe.
Yeah, you can't. That's not how keys work.
Here's the thing, though. You actually can relock the exit and relock the door if you use the side door with a magnet.
Oh, that's what you think, because the sliding door.
No, that's how I would have committed the murder, but I don't think that's relevant at all.
Well, doesn't there have to be a reason that the back door is not? It's a different lock.
Yeah, probably. I don't know if magnets are going to come into play though.
Like it could have been a chemical-soaked string that burned up, a flash paper string.
A wax thing, if you will. There could be like a burning wax setup or something.
Yeah, I think it's something at least related to the environment here. The only theory that I have exactly with that is the floorboard thing. I didn't bother to check which room is located directly underneath the Ultimate Artist Lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, what a pain.
The wax dummies being all raised upside down from the floor beams.
Uh-huh.
I think that is some kind of a counterweight thing, and wasn't just like that to be creepy.
Yeah, so it kind of played out quickly, so you couldn't get a good grasp of what the room was like before the investigation phase. Word to the audience, we stopped right after that cutscene, so we don't even know exactly what the room looks like. Straight to the title card.
Oh, I actually do have the first scene because I pulled up the
After
manual.
you save.
Yeah.
I think Kibo said
it's
something.
A black screen that says Kibo. Kibo just says, "Let's pray for Angie."
Yeah, okay. I've cracked the case based on this. I can rule off Kibo. This is the first victim we found where I don't know at all how this murder occurred.
Ghost!
Other than going up through the floorboard, I don't understand how they committed the murder, but I do think I know who did it and why.
You know, I'll admit, going into this chapter, I didn't actually think Angie was, or not. I thought Angie was going to die, but I actually thought it was going to be a double murder.
Uh-huh.
And the body that we were going to find was going to be Kaito's.
Yeah. So when I saw the scene with the key, I knew that the Ultimate Artist Lab was going to be the place of the murder. And then they have the thing where we go to the Ultimate Artist Lab at night. Maki wakes us up, or right before training. We go out and we find Tanko. And let's all go to the Ultimate Artist Lab. We're gonna go confront Angie. And I thought we were gonna find her, and she's just there. And then the next morning is when we find her. So they pulled the switcheroo on me there, but that was necessary to set up a time frame for when the murder could occur.
I'm so surprised that we actually didn't lose Kaito, because we got Maki now, and we don't usually have two partners.
Maki roll. I really like this trio. The Maki, Kaito, Shuichi trio. The interactions between the three, I really enjoy this. Kaito calling her Maki roll, and Maki asking us every 2 seconds if we want to die.
Old habits. So who do you think the victim's gonna be?
The second victim?
Second one.
I'm gonna stick by my prediction of Himiko.
You do think there is going to be a second victim?
I do. It would be kind of neat for them to eschew convention and have the second victim be from a different culprit.
Ooh.
Wait, in Danganronpa 1 Chapter 3, didn't Hifumi actually commit the second murder?
Yeah. Yamada committed one murder, and then Celeste took out Yamada.
Okay, and because Celeste was the mastermind of the whole thing, she got the blame. Well,
Yamada was already dead.
Yeah,
and so Celeste got punished on Yamada's death.
Because if it's not Himiko, I think maybe we'll find the culprit dead, but we won't know it's the culprit until the trial reveals it.
Well, we don't know if Himiko's not the culprit.
I know Himiko's not the culprit.
After Tanko woke her up?
Yeah, that's not gonna be that thing.
I honestly thought we were gonna find Himiko after Tenko said all that and had all that regret, just so
Oh,
that she can't apologize.
I see. I think. Well, I still predict Himiko as the second victim.
Is
If
there a second victim?
I think there's gotta be a second. The chapter 3. If they're gonna do a second victim case, I don't think they can. Restrain themselves. Gotta be chapter 3.
Well, since Korekio is now so tied to the occult background for this case,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's in the clear.
Yeah, he doesn't believe in it. He just knows that it is a belief.
Oh,
He believes in souls, but not that they can be brought back.
not even into a vessel. The bodies can't be brought back, he said, because they've decayed and stuff. But that's why Angie was making those vessels.
Oh, I thought he said the souls exist, but they can't be brought back from the dead.
I thought he said the corporeal forms can no longer. There's no corporeal form for them to rejoin because they are dead and decayed. The souls last forever, but the bodies do not.
Either way, he's not the culprit.
So, which ghost do you think possessed Kibo to do this murder?
Because Kibo is just a vessel. He's not even a person.
It's not even a real person.
So did you have any insight into how this murder occurred? Beyond the floorboards or a magnet for the slider door?
Or some kind of counterweight thing?
I think some kind of counterweight thing would be pretty obvious once we walk into the room and see, like, strings attached to the lock.
So, I think what this case is trying to do is throw us off by making us think it's a ghost, but it's not. It's actually a god.
Oh, it was Atua.
It was a Thua.
He was upset because Angie was being a false prophet, using Atua for personal gain.
No, Angie finally achieved platinum status and could join Atua.
Oh!
She's finally got enough followers.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's not a sad murder.
No, it's not a sad murder. It's a happy event.
Oh, okay. So we're gonna find it was. Oh, they're just gonna say, well, it was a locked room, so it had to be a suicide. Case closed. And they're all
Then just
executed.
comes in, congratulations, you
They're all-
bastards.
And Himiko graduates. So then, who do you think done it?
I think it would be a lot more clear if I actually was able to look at the room.
Yeah, that's why we do this before, right after we find the victim. Because once we do the investigation phase and then reconvene, it's probably going to be pretty obvious to us, video game adventure novelist experts.
So the deal usually is for these games is the motive is what is the huge reveal during the end of the trial. That is something that you probably do not have good ideas about. While the way you figure out who done it was who had the opportunity.
Right.
Who was able to.
Because we didn't actually get to the motive. Because Monokuma is silenced. Monodam was not actually trying to get us to commit murder, so he claims.
So he claims their plans, whatever it may be, was foiled because Angie broke the second flash.
Once that scene popped up and Monodam introduced the second flashback light, I thought, wait, wasn't the last flashback light in this chapter already?
Yeah.
And then
it was kind of a crappy one, though.
Yeah, and then I thought before I scrolled the text, that was a crappy flashback light, but there's no way they're doing it again in the same chapter. Angie's probably going to break this, and then she broke it. So Monodam didn't want us to commit murder when he. What was his? Do you remember what his thought process was for giving us one of the dead back to life? Was that just a reward for being friends? An incentive to be friends? Get along?
I think he brought that up as a reward of some sort, but I don't think it was. He never said it was like another motivation. He never used the word motivation again.
For one way or the other. Because either Monodam and Monokuma and whoever the mastermind is, as a whole, is like playing this long con meta game with our cast, and and the motivation actually was the fact that you are gonna resurrect somebody and not the actual resurrection.
We know Monokuma doesn't lie, but we don't know what the rules on the Mono Cubs are. Bears do not lie, but I mean, Monodam's not even a real bear.
Yeah, he's
just
like
a robot.
So I thought immediately when they revealed that, hey, somebody's coming back to life. I ran the numbers in my head, and I realized the only one that the cast would resurrect is Rantaro. He's the only one without blood on his hands. You can't do Kaede, you can't do Kirumi because they're murderers. And if you're going to choose between Ryoma and Rantaro, you have to go Rantaro. Both because Ryoma killed somebody, but also because Rantaro has some information that we would like to get to.
How do you like Angie's explanation as to why she also picked Rantaro? Just because if there was going to be another time limit thing, they had to kill off somebody. So it should be someone who would be easy to kill.
Yeah.
And Rantaro, because they've spent the least amount of time with him, it'd be easy to kill him again.
Oh, I thought it was because he already got killed once, it would be okay to kill him again.
No, out of like picking people though, picking Rantaro also because they just spent so little time with him, it'd be easy to kill him again. I know it's sad, but sacrifices have to be made.
So when I ran through that and realized that Rantaro was the only one to choose, I realized that Monokuma would know that the cast would go through that same thought process. So the only one that would, by presenting this idea to them, the only one they would choose is Rantaro. So
a false choice.
Yeah, so either Rantaro never died and he has only Rantaro. Rantaro's the only one we never saw actually die before our eyes. Nobody saw him die. Maybe he's the biggest mystery. So maybe that was Rantaro's way of trying to get back into the game if he's a mastermind.
The ultimate substitution.
The transfer student. When they introduced, I think it was when the title card popped up and they just said transfer student from beyond. Oh, that's what it was. When Monodam said that your guys are getting a transfer student, and then he said that it's going to be one of the 4 that died. I thought we were just going to get a 17th cast member out of nowhere. That was his thought process for introducing.
So have you revised your thoughts on this? Monokuma and the Mono Cubs. Who are they being controlled by? Are all the Mono Cubs separate people? One person? Is Mono Cubs and the Monokumas different?
I don't think the Mono Cubs are being controlled by one person unless that one person is Junko. Because they have split personalities that are at odds with each other. And Junko exhibited this behavior before.
If you really think about it, though, if it's Junko, then Junko would be controlling the Monokuma, which I think is probably the case.
She would have the ability to be controlling the Monokuma. Maybe that's what she's doing with Monodam?
Do you think whoever's doing Monokuma is a copycat?
I don't believe that Monokuma is controlled by Junko this time.
But you do think the Mono Cubs group and the Monokuma is separate?
I do.
You think either of those two factions are within the cast?
I think the Mono Cubs are AI. The Monokuma is being controlled manually. I don't think... Okay, so Monokuma is so afraid of the Mono Cubs right now, he's going bald. Even though he can't be killed, he can be mass-produced somewhere in this area, but the Exosouls can just keep killing him as soon as he appears. That's why he's scared.
Not only that, but the Exosouls are the ones that are building the game here. So if the Mono Cubs are on revolt, then there's nothing he could do.
Right.
They have seized the means of production.
Oh, the bourgeois. The bourgeois. That pretty much confirms that Monokuma and Monocub are separate entities, because Monokuma can't control the Exosouls. If they were being controlled by the same person, there's no reason, unless they're just trying to fool the cast, which I don't think they are. They're doing their own thing.
K1BO? Kuma 1, Bear 0.
Uh,
No. Yes. No.
Ultimate Child Bear Giver. Yeah, I think somebody's the mastermind, but didn't get that memory back. So the mastermind's among us and doesn't know it.
Suichi.
Shuichi or Kaede. So
Gonta. Gonta wasn't raised by wolves. Gonta was raised by bears. You know, a gentleman never lies. Coincidence?
So I did some brainstorming. I looked at the cast, and by process of elimination, I have my culprit. But I'm interested, before I reveal it, who do you think did it? The murder of
can't be
Angie.
Suichi. Can't be. Oh, it might be Kaito. It's unlikely Kaito though, because he was indisposed.
Well, I'll go in order. I crossed off the dead people. I don't think that they're still alive.
Transfer students, potential transfer students, all of them.
Oh, unless because
unless one of them's not actually dead.
No. Because we're part of this like exoplanet colonization thing. Unless they've got spares, they've cloned the cast, and they can just pump them full of whatever memories they need to have, send them back into the world. They've got spares locked down in that cryogenic chamber. Then they could bring the cast back.
That would probably make sense.
That's who's writing Horse A and adding to it. I forgot. I didn't write down what it says now, but you were the one that said that they were going to add to Horse A. It was going to form a sentence, and it looks like it's going that way. It's probably going to pertain to that keypad door. So yeah, I crossed out the 4 for this murder. At least I don't think they're going to bring back the dead. I crossed out those 4.
And surprise us by bringing back the dead next murder.
Yeah, we're going to find...
when everyone has crossed that off their minds.
We're going to find Ryoma stabbed to death with all his skin still on. I also crossed out Shuichi because he's the protagonist. The protagonist never commits murder.
Never. I highly doubt it's Kaito this time around. I can see why he could possibly have a motive for it, but he was indisposed, so... Can't be Gonta.
Because he's Gonta.
Because he's Gonta. Can't be Kokichi.
Because
he's too valuable to the plot, I think. In terms of gameplay.
But there's not a character reason you think he couldn't have done it?
Nah. In terms of just being Kokichi, I don't think I don't think he wants to be part of this game. He wants to kind of direct it a bit, but he wants to watch.
I also think he has no motivation to the game.
No, but he wants to watch. It's exciting, you know?
Yeah. He likes the situation. He doesn't want to see it ended by his own...
He's also not a fan of the Mono Cubs, so...
He has those Mono Cub
He doesn't like
buttons.
how the Mono Cubs are setting stuff up, but he was a fan of this whole resurrection thing. Things are getting exciting again.
He's also an ally to Monokuma. I think he's loyal to Monokuma, but not the mastermind.
I think, for some reason, Koichi's connection as Ultimate Supreme Leader makes him aware of some stories of the whole Monokuma thing.
Yeah, he knows...
I think he knows of Monokuma, but not know Monokuma. Korekiyo is in the clear, because he's
got to be around for the trial to explain the occult-based thing.
There's no way he can be the murderer, because he's just gonna be too essential in explaining things. Like, why would the murderer explain all this stuff?
Right. Didn't you say Kiba was the last murder?
I'm looking at him right now.
And you thought that he would be the murderer because of his tape recording function being set up?
Oh no. There was this security camera set up, and we don't see anybody, but we keep hearing spooky noises. We oh my god. What if there's a actual security camera or something set up, and then we hear the voices of the dead? But there are all lines that were said in chapters 1 and 2. So Kibo, maybe. Himiko, maybe. Can't be Maki.
You're not crossing out Himiko? Oh, because you think something was set up the last time we saw her talking to Tanko?
Yeah.
She was kind of like broken of the brainwash?
Yeah. I can see it being Himiko. I can see it being Kibo. I can't see it being Maki. I can't see it being Tanko.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, because she just
Tanko was the one who brought
succeeded.
us to the murder site.
She also was the one that
Asked for our
gathered.
help.
She was also the one that gathered enough people. She gathered 4 people to open the door at once to avoid the 3 people discovering a body rule.
Well, Kokichi showed up on his own, though. No,
But
he did. No, herself. Right.
yeah,
Right.
she brought 3, and then Kokichi was a 4th.
Yeah.
So it doesn't
So that was
matter if
5 total. If you counted her, then it would have been 4 people there.
and it doesn't matter if the murderer was one of the 3.
Yeah.
By having
Correct.
4.
That way, like, the announcement wouldn't play as soon as the murderer killed somebody.
Right. Are you pondering if it could be Samugi?
I just don't think it's Tanko.
I don't think it is either. I'm just saying. I think that because the last time we saw Tanko, she got a small victory in breaking him a brainwash. I don't think she would have gone on to.
Okay, so Samugi hasn't done anything, and she probably has very little reason to do anything here.
Right.
So it's probably her.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is chapter 3 is also, if you're going by previous games, the chapter of the worst motivation. So Celeste did it because she was tired of living in the school, and she wanted. Oh, it was the prize money. You get if you murder in this chapter, you get the prize money, and she wanted to buy a castle with hot guards. And,
yeah. Because she always planned on killing somebody and getting out, because she always plans on winning.
Right.
But the thing is, she didn't have a good enough motivation to.
I thought you were gonna say good enough poker face to get away with the murder. You.
Dang it.
Danganronpa 2. Danganronpa 2, Mikon Sumiki killed because she had the remembering disease, and she remembered she was in ultimate despair.
Oh yeah, that was pretty dumb too.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tsumugi doesn't really
Have a character trait.
or a motive or a reason or anything. So
was she part of the student council? She was.
Yeah.
But she didn't you didn't see her join, you didn't see her break away, she was just kinda there to balance, kinda give weight to the student council.
It was so it would be split half.
Yeah. And she was the only one that could have been tricked into it out of our cast. So I don't think
I think everyone got tricked into it. Gonta got tricked into it right before our eyes.
Yeah,
that hug is deadly.
Yeah, that they're getting their mileage out of that sprite. So no, Samugi I crossed off the list.
You crossed out Samugi?
I crossed out Samugi, but I did it with a different legend. I crossed out all the people I knew for sure with a circle and a slash because they were dead. And then the other people I was sure for other reasons I crossed out with a slash going the other way. And there was left with 5 people after that. Sumigi, Tanko, Himiko,
Kibo,
KS would be Rekio, and Kaito.
You don't think so? Miyu was definitely crossed off.
Miyu was crossed off for a character. Yes.
Yeah, because you need Miyu to perform maintenance on Kibo, so
yeah.
Miyu can't die before Kibo. It's just maintenance and nothing else.
Also, there's the whole thing with the computer they're setting up. That's going to come into play at least next chapter, maybe
unless Miyu already finished what she had to do and there was something going to be left behind there.
I don't think that computer has anything to do with the case, though.
No, I mean after they investigate the computer after Miyu's execution.
Oh, Kibo, who's no good at computers, is going to interface with it, find alter ego .2.
Alter Miyu.
Ultra ego.
Super ego.
So out of those 5, who do you cross off? That's Himiko, Tanko, Sumugi, Rekio, and Kaito.
I think it's everybody I can cross off except for Kibo, Smugi, and Himiko.
Those are the 3 you don't cross off?
Yes.
Himiko, Sumugi, and Kibo?
Yes.
And who out of those three is your lock the week?
The locked room.
The locked room murder of the week.
I mean, it's gotta be Smoogie, right? She could cosplay as all kinds of ghosts. Those aren't real people.
She hasn't done anything.
Yet.
What kind of impact is it going to have on us when we find the ultimate cosplayer lab after her death? None! It's not Smoogie. For all these reasons and more. She has to at least do something with the ultimate cosplay before she dies.
She's cosplaying in this chapter.
She should have
How's
been
it go?
Justice Robo.
We'll see caught on the spectral cameras that there's some kind of anime ghost.
There's no cameras in this chapter.
There was a computer room.
Ooh.
Spooky.
Gonna make an anime reference that I don't get. So out of those 5, who do you think is my prediction? Let's get meta. Predict my prediction.
Didn't you already say you thought it was going to be Himiko and then she was going to get killed as well?
No. Himiko was my choice as the second victim, if not the culprit, gets killed.
Oh. You think it's Gonta?
No, Gonta was one of the... No!
No, I bet you think it's Tenko.
It's Kaito.
You really think it's Kaito?
It's definitely Kaito. I am more sure of it being Kaito than I was sure of it being Kurumi before the investigation phase of Chapter 2.
I could see...
And I have the proof.
I can see plot reasons for Kaito disappearing, because we have Maki now, and it's... Kaito's death is probably going to...
That didn't even cross my mind, but it is corroborative.
Yeah, so in order to continue on Maki, and you have to work together for Kaito's sake as well. But, no, it's me.
No, let me lay the evidence on you. From the very moment that Monodam introduced the prospect of bringing somebody back from the dead, Kaito got extremely worried, panicked, wouldn't work out with us at night. It was a true and real... He was worried about something, and later on, he was worried up until the morning where we found the body. When we wake him that morning after the murder occurred, he's fine. Until we mention the occult, and he gets worried and said, "Oh, the reason I was worried, that's because I'm afraid of ghosts." I don't think that's the truth.
I don't know, his report card corroborates, so...
I'm looking at it right now. He says he dislikes the occult. I think there's a bigger plot reason that ties into his motive for why he didn't want Angie to go through with resurrection. And I think it's pretty clear from his behavior the morning after the murder that he was no longer worried that he knew Angie was dead. He's also 6 foot tall, so he can reach the floorboards.
But wouldn't it be more like him to come in from the scaffolding, from the exposed ceiling?
Maybe he found out that he went to space already. I also thought maybe he didn't want Rantaro coming back because he's the one that finished off Rantaro after he got hit on the head with that cannonball. That shot put, and then he touched the camera with his bloody wounded hand. Then Kaito came somehow, without leaving a trace, finished him off.
I'm pretty sure Rentaro died legitimately there.
I don't buy it. They didn't explain the blood on the camera. As for how the locker room murder actually occurred, I don't know. But my lock is Kaito.
It was obviously Atua. There was only 2 people in the room. It was Angie and Atua.
Ryoma's there.
Oh no! Angie actually stuck Ryoma's skeleton inside the wax figure of Ryoma. It's a perfect fit. We don't know what happens to any of the bodies because they're always cleaned up.
Right. In the first game, they were stored in cold storage, so they could be reused later in another case. Did you go to the backyard area and see the rubble?
I did not.
Okay, when you click on it, it's a large pile of rubble blocking that hole that leads down, and it says only Gonta can move this. So Gonta's not gonna move that. He's gonna die before he gets the chance.
No, you're gonna beat up Gonta and get his Mega Man powers. No, you're actually going to be able to freely swap out your partner, and each one of them is gonna have a different hidden move. Gonta's is clear rubble.
Also, you get to see a sprite walking behind you on the overworld map. Your lock was Samugi, correct?
Yeah, I'll stick with it.
Yeah, I don't expect.
I mean, she's gotta do something, right? Even Correcchio is now relevant.
I think she's gonna ride through the plot doing nothing, just like Sonya did.
Sonya was interesting.
Yeah, Sonya was way more interesting. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see a second victim, which also could be Kaito.
Yeah.
But then I don't know who would kill Kaito or why.
I think it's going to be this thing where because he's with us right now, we're going to split off and investigate, and we're going to find him in one of the rooms.
One of those three.
We're going to split off into 3 rooms.
The identical rooms.
The 3 identical rooms.
We're just going to find him dead.
And then we're going to hear a scream.
Yeah, Kibo.
Kaito is going to go into one of the rooms by himself. Because there's 5 people there right now. Kokichi, Tenko, Maki, and you. So if you all took a room, in groups of 2, there'd be 1 person left out, and Kaito's going to take a room by himself.
That's something I didn't think about. As our cast whittles down, and they make a big point of 2 people have to watch the body, and everybody else pairs off to investigate, those pairs are going to get slim pretty quick. Because we're down to what? We started 16, 14, 12, 11 people now? You watch the body, that only leaves 9 to investigate, which is a maximum of 4 parties. I think Kaito, Maki, Shuichi is 1. Everybody else pairs off.
I think it's really hard to figure out who has the opportunity to do this until we actually start investigating, though.
Isn't it everybody?
Right now, yeah.
It just occurred sometime after we left Angie alone in that room.
Yep. We know she'll only open the door for a student council member, though. That is another detail.
I forget to state that I think Angie was planning a murder.
You did.
I think Angie's planning a murder. Or was.
If she was, I think it might have been part of the ritual?
I think she's been building to this since since chapter 2 when she recruited Himiko. I think she's been building towards murder. I think right after she found Rantaro's body is when she realized, oh, I need to get out of here. But I need...
I don't know. Is it really a murder so much as it is a sacrifice to Atua?
Yeah, she doesn't fear death. But when she sees Rantaro's body, she thinks, oh, I gotta get out of here. And then she sees Kaide's punishment. She's like, oh, I need to rig the vote.
And just try to get a majority rule by converting people to my cult?
Yeah. And then immediately after that, she recruits Himiko. And then she gets at least half the cast on her side. She's doing something with...
Do you really believe that Angie's not as much of a ditz as she lets on?
Has that ever not been the case?
Yes.
Did you actually ever believe Angie was not sinister?
Did we? I mean, every single tan girl we have in the previous Danganronpa games was a little bit of a ditz.
Has anybody that actually had that, like, evil stare sprite ever not been evil? Or at least devious?
Maki?
She's devious. She's murdered innocent people and potentially... You haven't done any free times with her, have you?
I had 2 free times with her.
Okay,
I even know that she used to be part of the organization she worked for was a cult-like society.
Yeah, she mentions that she had to kill an innocent girl who is the daughter of a mafia family, who I think they're trying to get us to think is Fuyuhiko's sister that died in Danganronpa 2. But I think the timelines aren't going to match up at all for that to be that. I don't understand Angie's actual murder plan, unless she was planning to, like, resurrect Rantaro and then kill him immediately.
Well, the murder was... the resurrection was a failure. He attacked me, and I had to kill him in self-defense. But, it was self-defense, so everyone who's in my cult, don't vote for me.
Atua tells me the murder was Rantaro.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, Angie's probably correct on that. I can vote on Rentaro again.
So I think the big crux of this case, like, figuring out Angie's plan.
I bet that Necronomicon is going to be missing.
Oh, that too. I bet the culprit stole it.
Because we don't know what the ritual entails, other than it says that you need the effigies.
Did Monodam provide that?
Yep, and Himiko, or not Himiko, Angie immediately grabbed it.
She's a macadamia nut, that Angie. So until that investigation gets underway, thanks for bearing with us. I've been RJ Waters too.
It's Blindcat.
Bayonara for the final time.
So long. Farewell.